Hi everyone, I'm going to go over some of the functions we use to do calculations in Smartsheets. Okay, so I have some data. As you can see, this is just a dummy data I have created. So I have a student ID, then some numbers in math, science, and arts. Okay, so let's start with the summation function. And I'm just going to start like from the very basic level and then going to ramp up to the advanced level. Okay, so if I'm going to use the sum function, to use any function, you have to put first the equal sign, okay, and then sum, and then the parenthesis, okay, and then like I want to do the summation across this all these three subjects, okay, for this particular student, and then close the parenthesis, and then hit enter. So you can see this is basically adding these three numbers and giving us a sum. Okay. So if I'm going to apply this formula or this function to all of the other cells, then I'll just drag it to the very end. Okay. And you see, like, it's automatically the formula will get updated. So for example, like I'm just going to click on this and click the formula. You see, it's adding these three numbers. Okay. And then doing the summation. Okay, so this is like the row wise summation, right? So let's do a column wise. So for that, same like before, equals to, then sum, and then first parenthesis, and then I'll just select the math column. So from the first element to the last element, okay, and then close the parenthesis, hit enter, and you will get the summation of this all these numbers. Okay, so this is the sum. Now let's use the max. Okay, so for that, let's say I'm just going to use the equal sign and then max, and then opening parenthesis, and now I'm going to do the max from the data that is located in some other sheet. Okay, so hit the reference another sheet. Okay, so and then I have created some other data, other dummy data located in other sheet, and you see like the same student IDs but with different subjects, and some different random numbers. So let's say I want to see what is the max number in music. So for that, I just need to select this column, okay, insert reference, and then press enter, and that is 98. So basically I'm getting the data from other sheet, okay, because like sometimes it will happen like you will have multiple sheets and you want to get the data from some other sheet to this specific sheet, and for that you just need to do the reference and use this function like this. Okay, so let's use the min function. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this formula, and rather than max, I'm pressing min. Okay, and then, and you see like whenever I'm referencing from some other sheet, it's going to like have this curly braces. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this for now. Okay, then paste this reference in another sheet again, and then from here I'm just going to look into the social studies. Okay, what is the minimum number in social studies? Based on that, then insert reference and hit enter. That is 71. Okay, so let's move on to the average. Okay, how can we calculate the average? So for that, I'm just going to delete this number here. Okay, and doing it again. So equals to, then avg average, and let's say we are going to see what is the average number a student has gotten in math. So like I'll just select the entire column, okay, and hit enter, and I'm going to get 88.15. So this is the average number in maths. Okay, so I'm just going to hold on this one first because I want to show something else before going to the other functions. So if you see this sign right here, and here you can see like you can increase or decrease the decimal point. Okay, so I have the number 88.15, right? So if I press this one time, okay, and you can see there is no more decimal points. But if I want to increase the decimals, so like say 1 2 3 4 5 6, it's just going to increase the decimal points. Okay, so you can do that, and also like you can have some other formats like the dollar sign if you want. Like you see, press on that, I can have the dollar sign, then I can have some different currencies, like for example this like Chinese currency right here. So you see, so I can do some different things here. Okay, and this is kind of built-in function. You can do the percentage right here as well. Okay, so just going to move on from this one. Okay, so let's look into the count function. Okay, so let's say I have 20 entries here, right? You can see like 1 to 20. So let's see what the count function says. So equals to, then count, and then just selecting the math. Okay, selecting this guy. Oops. So we have to be careful here. So when we have the opening parenthesis, after that just click on the first cell and drag it to the the end of the data, and then close the parenthesis, hit enter. So you can see I have 20 entries. Okay, so it's basically counting the entries. I can change the column from here. It's not going to change the number, but just showing, like, if you are to do the counts on this column, you can just drag this selection to the left. Okay, and I have the value. So this is the count. Now let's move on to the count if. Okay, so count if, like, I will have a condition inside the count if. Okay, and it's just going to give us the count of that condition whenever the condition is going to meet. So just going to show you, I'm deleting this line. Okay, then equals to count, and then if, you can see count if. Okay, and then let's say I want to select this math column first. Okay, so I have this selection here, and then I want to have a condition like, how many students has gotten more than 90. So greater than 90. Okay, so then press enter. So the count is 9. So how this is working, count if, I will have a selection like which column we are going to look into, which is the math column. Okay, and then I'm just going to look into how many persons got more than 90. Okay, so let's apply this count if again, because this is very important, and we'll use it very often. So let's say equals to count if. Okay, and let's say I am going to do this operation in some other file. So I will just reference from another sheet. Okay, and let's say in the music column. Okay, select that and insert reference. Okay, and you see the curly braces popped up because I'm referencing from some other sheet. And then what is the condition? Let's say how many students got more than 85. Okay, I have the number 85. I have to have this greater than sign. Okay, and we are all set. So 11, the count is 11. So this is the count if function. Okay, now if I'm going to do, I'm going to have more than one condition. Okay, in that case I need to use count ifs. So let me show that. Equals to count ifs. Okay, and let's say my first condition is the math. Okay, so I want to see how many students got more than 90 in math. Okay, as well as, so the second condition right here is this guy. Oops, count ifs. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this here. Okay, copy this, Control C. Okay, and then hit a paste. Okay, paste, and then rather than selecting this column, I'm just going to move into the signs. Okay, and let's say 85 is the condition. So what this is going to do, this is going to look into both of these columns, and there are two conditions we have to meet. One is, like in maths you have to get more than 90, and in science you have to get more than 85. And what is the total count? Whenever this is, like, true, what is that count? So 6. So there are 6 persons who got more than 90 in math as well as more than 85 in science. Okay, so you see I have two conditions here. I can put more than two conditions. Okay, so for that I am going to have another comma right here and going to copy this guy, Control C, and then Control V, and going to include this arts. Okay, and here let's say more than 95. Okay, and then hit enter. So the answer is 0. Let's say I have just going to lower down the bar a bit. So 90, answer is 2. So there are two persons who got more than 90 in maths, and more than 85 in science, and more than 90 in arts. So basically all these three conditions are true for these two students. Okay, and I think we can look for that. So more than 90, let me verify that just to show you guys. Okay, so more than 90 in maths and 85. So this is one, you can see this is one. Okay, and then this is the other one. Okay, this is one and this is the other one. Okay, so both of these like all of these three conditions are true. Okay, and you can see, like, we have some color coding here. So the selection of this column, and then the pink is selection of this column, then green, and you can see right here the reflection is right there. Okay, so let's move on to the if condition. Okay, if and and condition. Okay, so I'm just going to erase this, and then equals to if, and let's say I want to see, like, whenever somebody gets more than 90, I want to send a message. So equals to, so that's going to show how the if function can be used. Okay, so if this select this cell only, okay, greater than, let's say, 95, okay, and then if it is greater than 95, I'm just going to pass a text message, okay, which is like great. Okay, and then if this condition is not true, then I'm just going to show another output, which is let's say good. Okay, so this message. So if somebody gets more than 95, okay, more than 95, I'm just going to write great, and if it is less than 95, then it's going to be good. Okay, hit enter, it's great, the very first cell, because you can see more than 90. So going to click on the right here and drag it to the very end, and here you can see, like, I have some grades and I have some goods. Okay, so the if condition is, again, let me explain. So if condition is like, I have a certain condition right here, and then based on whether we are meeting the condition or not, I'm just going to passing a message, okay, a text like great or good. Okay, I can have some other things like, true or false or whatever you want, but this is just like, whenever the condition is met, uh, the first um, the first output is going to show up. Okay, if not, the second one. Okay, so this is the if condition. Then there is if and, okay, which is, it's going to show, just going to erase these numbers first, these outputs. Okay, delete. Okay, now if, and then just going to have and condition, and I think most of us are familiar with this and. Okay, so basically we'll have some conditions and both has to be true. So let's say we have and here. Okay, so let's say this cell is greater than 90, and then another condition, okay, this cell is greater than 85. Okay, and then I want to have some outputs, right, some message, let's say best. Okay, and then put better. Okay, and then close the parenthesis, hit enter. Says incorrect argument set. Okay, let's see what's wrong here. So I have the if condition, okay, and then and. So basically and is like both has to be true. Okay, so this is the first condition, has to be more than 90. Then the second condition is has to be more than 85, and oh, okay, I think the issue is right here. I have to close this parenthesis right here. Okay, and going to take out one from the end. Okay, and now it looks good, enter. So this is better. Okay, the first condition is better. Why? Because we are not meeting both of these conditions. So that's why whenever we are not meeting, the second argument is going to show up. Okay, so let's apply this to the entire column. Okay, so let's say we have some best, look into that. Here you are meeting both of these conditions, right? And so that's why you are having best. Okay, so I have the condition math is greater than 90 and science is greater than 85. Okay, now we can have or as well with this if. So basically, rather than meeting one condition, we can have a or here. So if any one of this is true, is going to show up, the best comment is going to show up, or else it's going to be better. Enter. Okay, and then drag and drop to the end. Okay, so this is the output.